If you're looking to learn more about the new 10-man Hive of Gorgons raid that's coming to New World Aeternum, then this video is for you. In today's video, I'm going to be showcasing a handful of different pieces of what we know today about this new 10-man raid, including a brand new video that was released from the devs that actually includes some real in-game footage just to give us a better idea of some of the mechanics and what these bosses actually look like, as well as some of the data mined rewards that are currently published on New World Database. Again, if you're interested in exploring and taking a closer look at these rewards yourself, take a look at the link in the description. Thank you again, New World Database, for always being on top of this. Okay, let's go ahead and kickstart this video with showcasing the brand new dev video that focuses more so on this new 10-man raid that's coming soon.
One of the most exciting new features coming to New World Aeternum is our first ever 10-player raid, the Hive of Gorgons. After defeating Medusa in New Olympus, players will learn of a new threat. The Gorgons have risen and they're raising an army of the Hirsine. To stop them, you'll have to assemble a team of powerful players, enter the Hive, and negotiate a gauntlet of challenging puzzles and epic boss battles.
The raid has some of the best boss battles yet in New World. They're massive, imposing, and each require a unique strategy to take down. In the Hive of Gorgons, there's danger at every turn, with deadly traps to navigate and seemingly impossible mazes to solve.
But the rewards are well worth the effort. Max level gear for all playstyles, armor sets, melee weapons, and artifacts for only the best warriors in Aeternum. The Hive of Gorgons also features a soundtrack unlike anything we've ever done before. We had the amazing opportunity to collaborate with an indie composer from Switzerland named Joel Schosch. It transports you straight into the heart of the raid, creating a powerful contrast with its visuals. We can't wait for you to experience it.
There are many new mechanics, bosses, and enemies that are unique to the Hive of the Gorgons, and there are incredible rewards to earn. We're looking forward to players discovering all the secrets of the raid.
I will 100% give the New World team here props. That footage honestly seemed really cool, at least it did to me, as well as just getting a closer look at what these bosses look like in this 10-man raid, as well as the fact that there's going to be a handful of brand new mechanics. That's just going to keep us all a little bit more busier, as well as have a bit of a purpose to actually do this PvE content, because it looks like there also will be major rewards that is gated behind this. So with that being said too, I'm going to go ahead and take a deeper dive into some of the rewards that we know of today when it comes to the Hive of Gorgon 10-man raid. The first thing that I do want to call out is the fact that there are 3 different artifacts that you can unlock by going through this Hive of Gorgons raid. The first one is called the Azoth Conductors, which is a pair of medium pants that utilize the new perk Magician's Boon. It calls out that if in medium equip weight, deal 15% more elemental damage. You can see the perks on there too. I'm going to go through these pretty quickly, but also just wanted to call out that this does seem like a very interesting perk that could be picked up by some pretty nasty fire staff and blunderbuss medium users down the road. But again, time will tell on how exactly the community will use this. Next up, we have the Elemental Band, which is a brand new ring artifact, and it calls out Elemental Affinity. This perk allows you to hit a target with elemental damage in order to get a empower stack, and you can actually stack multiple damage buffs with this empowerment buff based on the number of elements that you attack with. So this could get a little tricky, but also pretty interesting down the road. Last but not least, there is a brand new Warhammer artifact that's really focused on survivability. You'll see right there, it's got the new Consume perk that grants you a 25% lifesteal versus knockdown foes. We'll see how this is utilized. It might be utilized in wars down the road, but again, too early to tell. It will likely get paired quite a bit with spear or flail, just because both of those weapons can also knock down foes quite a bit. Okay, so that covers the artifacts. Let's go ahead and move on to the next section of these rewards. So one of the new items that you can actually pick up by doing the Hive of Gorgons is a new currency known as Hive of Gorgons token. You can see on the screen what exactly they look like, and it looks like you can stack up to 500 of these, but realistically, you don't need that many to actually utilize this currency. You can primarily use these new tokens to purchase new 725 gear score items that are known as hoplite items. Here's an example of one. They're considered the hoplite gauntlets. You can tell right off the bat that it utilizes the health and enchanted ward perk. Also, it is 725 gear score, making these definitely sought after. What I do want to call out, though, is that these specifically are bind on pickup. I believe you also have a chance of actually picking up these items just by defeating the bosses themselves. But regardless, if you're not very lucky, you can pick up a handful of these tokens and utilize them to pick up these types of items. Another item that's definitely worth calling out is called the Gorgonite Inductor, which is an extremely new crafting material that's being added to New World Aeternum. With this item, you're going to be able to fulfill certain recipes that allow you to craft 725 gear score. Plus, another important note is that you will be able to utilize the Gorgonite Inductor to upgrade your 700 gear score artifacts up to 725. So again, these are very, very important items, and it's definitely worth going through the Hive of Gorgons raid just to pick up this alone. Now, these next 3 rewards actually work together, so it's very important to kind of listen to how one reacts and interacts with the other, and exactly how you can use them and get them through this raid. First up is called the Gorgon's Eye. By taking down any of the 3 raid bosses in this 3-boss raid, you get a small chance of picking up the Gorgon's Eye. This is an epic resource which you can utilize when crafting using a schematic that you can also pick up from taking down these enemies. In this video, I'm going to be showing a Gorgonite breastplate schematic as an example, but again, there's schematics just like this for every piece of equipment in the game. So by picking up the schematic and also having a Gorgon's Eye to actually use the schematic to craft an item, you can craft a piece of Gorgon equipment. You can look on the screen right there. Here's an example of the Gorgon's breastplate. It's 725 gear score. You get plus 36 magnify, and then 3 perks as well as a random gem slot. What is very important to call out is that you can see that this item is bind on equip. That means that you can trade, sell, and buy this type of equipment from other players. And again, this is 725 gear score, which means that players can actually potentially make huge money for this over the next few weeks and months in the game. A lot of players are just not going to have the skill set, or they're just going to be too lazy to actually grind out this new PvE content. And if they have a lot of gold, they will very likely spend that gold to get this type of equipment. Again, it's max gear score, it checks all the boxes, and if you're lucky enough to craft a piece of equipment that actually has a good 3 set of perks, then there's a good chance that you're going to be sitting on a lot of gold. Again, I kind of wanted to call out those 3 items because I do see a lot of potential in regards to gold making opportunities down the road. If you made it this far in the video, first of all, I wanted to say thank you. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't already, consider liking and subscribing to this channel because I have a whole lot more New World Aeternum content coming soon. Thanks again, and I'll catch you guys later.